Right. Sorry, I had to fix my mic there. Good morning, Raider. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I didn't I didn't get a ton of sleep last night at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have a habit of doing that. I'll sleep like 3 or 4 hours and then wake up and just start my day. I don't know. So the markets right now, looking at the S&P futures night session here, and guys on YouTube. Okay, so again, we're looking at the overnight session here, futures, and it's basically an inside bar on a higher time frame. This is a 1 hour chart here, and you can see that the profile is D-shaped, so we know that we're basically balanced. Um, That being said, the point of control has migrated lower, and we have lapping value areas. You know that value is moving lower, but as for right now, we're just remaining in balance. So I'm kind of just expecting us to have a rotational day. That being said, if we look at the if we look at the back here. Back in Um, so that's pretty much where I stand. I looked at the advanced decline as well as the up volume, down volume internal. For you guys on TikTok, if you don't know what the market in are, like the most commonly used, right, the volatility index. You don't know what the VIX is. Basically, um, VIX is a ticker symbol that you can throw in, and based on a number of SPX options. X is the S&P. Um, so basically, the idea is that when the VIX goes up, it's because people are hedging their long positions in the S&P by buying these SPX options. So yeah, like I said, when these options tend to go up, it's because people are hedging their long positions, et cetera, et cetera. And we also have the up volume minus the down volume. So that basically measures the difference in volume between the stocks that are rising versus the stocks that are falling. You can see this is the orange ticker showing where we're opening in pre-market. So we know that there is more volume coming into the stocks that are rising. That being said, though, if we look at the advanced decline, this is another internal. This measures the difference between the number of stocks that are green versus red on the day in the New York Stock Exchange. And in pre-market here, there's a lot more. Well, we're slightly long. It's 263, so it's a big drop from yesterday. but we are just barely holding in the green here on the advanced decline. So, like I said, everything that's showing me all the all the signals that I'm seeing today are just kind of pointing to a rotational day, and I'm not really expecting a whole lot to happen. Um, Particularly since yesterday was like super bullish, and the market. I mean, more often than not, you get a neutral day following a trend day. So on days like this, where we're likely to go neutral, typically they're great days just to trade outside in. So typically, if you have a D-shaped profile, let me get my epic. What I mean by outside in is you're just really gonna trade the profile extreme. So you short the high of the day. Like I said, when you have a D-shaped volume profile, so you're gonna get a typically kind of a buying tail on the bottom and a selling tail on the top. So you're just gonna trade outside in, or from the top, buy from the bottom, trade back to the POC, or you can target the volume node high. Also, you can use VWAP. So this is a weekly, excuse me, actually be a monthly VWAP we're looking at right here. But if you were to look at a daily VWAP, and actually just um, not sure which VWAP this is. Basically, okay, so this is everything in the green here is within one standard deviation of VWAP. Everything in the yellow is within two standard deviations, and everything in the red is between 2 and 3 standard deviations of VWAP. So you can kind of just once you get beyond 2 standard deviations, you can start looking for short, and then vice versa. If you're 2 standard deviations below VWAP, you can start looking. That can be a helpful way to kind of figure out how far you are deviating from the average. So that way you can start looking for your trades. And mind you, that this strategy, this mean reversion strategy, you wouldn't necessarily want to employ it on a day like yesterday, on a trend day, because it's going to break above 2 standard deviations and pull back, and then it's going to continue higher again. So you really want to use this mean reversion strategy on balance days like this, where you've got a D-shaped profile, and you're likely just to trade in a range basically. Um, so that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Like I said, my bias is neutral bearish. Here is what I wrote for my bias here. Oh, also, so yesterday, if you were here, I said my bias was long, and yeah, that definitely paid off. I had a pretty good day yesterday. Um, so we did have a lot of absorption at the open, which I noticed. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just turned into a ton of shorts getting trapped. Main event. So here's my bias for today. So expecting today just to have a correction and likely see the long time frame buyers step back up at some point and support yesterday. So because we are probably opening in value, just expecting us to chop around, values moving lower, expecting sideways to lower action. However, we may trade through yesterday's value area, as the value area rules play on both NQ and RTY. So yep, like I said, I think we're just kind of cooling off, chopping around. Need to wait till something changes. Let me bust out my economic calendar here real fast. I don't think there are any major earnings plays today. Let's see. Can't canceled ad block on that is. Well, don't worry about it. I've got my economic on a different chart. I know there is something going on tomorrow and also Friday. They are releasing the federal budget. And we also have non-farm payrolls on Friday. So Friday's going to be a very big day for news. So just kind of, want to pay attention. Also, if you guys haven't heard, they did pass the $1.9 trillion relief bill through the House. Here's the economic calendar for this week. So Tuesday, today, we don't have anything major going. On Wednesday, we've got the non-farm employment change as well as on manufacturing PMI, and Thursday initial job list. And like I said, Friday we've got unemployment, non-farm payrolls, this federal budget. And then as far as earnings go, we do have Target. Yeah, yeah, Target. Tomorrow we don't have any major earnings, and then Thursday the big earnings are Costco and Broadcom. Um, that is pretty much that. Event. Does anybody have any charts they want me to check? We've still got time here. We got about 18 minutes till the open. I did call out a short yesterday on GameStop, and then I heard news hit, and it went totally opposite from what I expected. Uh, Gold, yeah, sure. SLV and gold. All right, so silver are a bit of a range, but we have a weak low here. Sorry, I'm just trying to dial. Okay. Um, so silver here we have weak low, and we're opening at 24.52. So we are opening right on that support. So I would expect that because this low has been tested so many times, it is more or less a descending triangle. Well, um, that I would expect that to get taken out, and for us to trade down to this support level right here at 24.30, retest that potentially lower at that point. Um, so yeah, I think this is a phenomenal looking short, and yeah, I mean, if I was still trading equities, I would definitely be puts on that if they offer them. They offer them on. Look at the. Did you want me to look up a particular equity, or did you want me to check like the gold futures? Or gold futures, and this guy, it's putting in kind of a V bottom right here. Like it broke this support level and then immediately got back up, and now we're kind of trading back inside of this range here. Okay, so yeah, this is GC futures. This is a continuous contract. Um, so we're definitely in balance for right now. You can see that we've got this very large high volume node right here. Okay. And yeah, that just because of that, the way that it looks, it's kind of a buying tail. So I'm just kind of neutral. A lot of mixed signals on this right now. I personally would be staying away from this, just because you know we've got a sign of strength coming down from the upside here, and we have a sign of strength in this V bottom. So yeah, I really don't know which way this is going to go. I would have to say long term, probably bearish, but Okay, so Ethereum, let's take a look. That's my I had Ethereum futures. Wow. To add that to my futures watch list. That's crazy. Wow. Oh, okay. All right. So market cap HUSD. There we go. Okay, so Ethereum, we have a very nice trend line right here. I'll try and get that all here. Just shy back on my phone so you time. Okay. Got that trend line, and then we have this pivot high right here. I'm actually gonna switch this to let's go with a 15. Yeah, I mean, I would say this looks pretty good. We are retesting this low volume node right here. And then of course we've got our pivot high. So now that we are kind of encroaching back upon this area, we can suspect that we would probably move back up and then continue to trade in this region before higher. So yeah, I definitely like the way. But yeah, I mean, because we already took out this weak high right here, I think it looks good. The only real risk that I could see would be a potential false breakout, and we would just want to see if that trend line holds, if we get a bounce back up, which I think is the likely scenario, and then continue back up to retest that high there. Amazon, you got it. Yeah, that's wild. I had Ethereum futures. I'd love to trade the Bitcoin futures, but they have like a micro size, like $1.25 per tick, and then the other Bitcoin futures contract is like $25 per tick, which is enormous. So yeah, I would just like, I don't have enough money to trade something that huge. So okay, so Amazon is putting in rising wedge here. And yeah, it's pretty interesting looking. You can see we do have this low volume node right there, so we'll just kind of want to see how price reacts as we come back up and retest that level. Looks like we have some horizontal support, and there's one, and I know that gap was. I think we had none. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, in terms of how this is going to play out, looks like we're opening, yeah, right at this level here, in pre-market. So, it's really hard to say. What I would be doing is I would just wait to see if we retest this trend line here, and if it breaks, I would be looking for to be honest, I don't trade a whole lot of rising wedges, so I can't recall off the top of my head if um this is telling of any particular outcome. All I can say is that, I mean, for right now, it seems like we're pretty bullish. Clearly that there are bids for the market propping this thing up the whole way. So that is definitely a more bullish indication. So if I had to choose, I would say, yeah, we're probably going to break back above this upper trend line here and then retest this high trading range. Got an LVN right there. It's likely to provide some resistance. This is a pretty weak high though. You can see that it's been tested multiple times here over on the left. So I would imagine that that thing will probably break, and then we'll come back up here and test that, give it high of that crazy extreme. So all right, we got 9 minutes till the open, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here and get ready for my trading day. I sincerely wish you guys the best. Um, I just so you know, on days like this where we're opening up in the value area, um, you know, it, it's not as risky as if you were trading a day where we had a really big gap or something. But when you're opening outside the prior day's range, that's when opportunity is highest and risk is highest. Um, when you're opening up in value, risk is very low, but opportunity is also. However, I see it a little bit differently because I am basically a scalper. If it's opening up in value, it's also poses a very big risk because the market has very little conviction. So I just want to, caution you guys that on days like this, where the market is going to have very little conviction, yesterday was such a long day. It's really easy to get shaken out of a trade right before it goes direction, or market's just going to be really wiggly. And again, you're not going to have these really strong uh, moves. I just want to caution you guys that today is likely to be really choppy. It would be a really good day just to kind of go and do something else and have fun, spend time with your family or whatever. But yeah, just be careful. Again, my bias is neutral, uh, bearish, and I'm gonna probably wait until maybe the initial balance is taken each. Historically, I just have not really had a great experience days like where you're opening up in the value area. So, anyways, I'll probably wait till the IB is put in, wait till we start getting beyond the 2 standard deviations of VWAP, and then just kind of play it like a. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get a little bit more of an aggressive opening. So again, thanks so much. Trade smart today, guys, and we will see you next time. Take care.